In the days ahead, getting rid of debris will be a major challenge. State and Calcasieu officials already planning for debris removal. KPLC's Teresa Schmidt has what you need to know.
This is about as far west as you can go on Highway 12 toward Texas before you hit water. Many roads remain closed and there are swift currents still moving and hiding debris underneath. So unless you're a shorebird, it's best to stay away. State and parish workers are beginning to assess things, but debris pickup will not start until it's determined it's safe to re-enter severely flooded areas. Calcasieu Public Works Director Alan Wainwright says their first priority is trees and limbs that will have to be removed to clear roads and drainage ditches.
Anything that's on the road, anything that may be near a culvert that's blocked, anything that may be hazardous at the point where we do allow transportation or traffic on the road. So that's our first priority, along with inspecting the bridges and the culvert crossings that may have received some damage.
Just as happened during the hurricanes, Wainwright says the police jury will have a debris removal program for residents. They'll provide details on how to sort debris and tell people when to put it out.
We will come around at the curb, basically, and pick up debris that's necessary. We'll have at least a major pass and maybe a secondary pass. Citizens will be given time. They'll be given a schedule, an adequate time to try and prepare for that schedule, so they got enough time to get in, assess their damage, decide what needs to be thrown away and or removed, and get it out to the road so that we can get it hauled away efficiently.
All of these are ongoing issues being addressed by emergency and governmental officials as they come up on a day-to-day basis. In Starks, Teresa Schmidt, KPLC 7 News.
You have heard the stories of victims, seen the footage of rescues, but there is another side to the story. Tonight, an ode to the volunteers and emergency responders in all this. KPLC's Erica Bivens is live in Vinton to explain. Erica?
And this is a perfect example. Friendships and the American Red Cross have basically transformed the Knights of Columbus Hall here into a shelter, but it's the volunteers behind these doors that keep things running.
We were at a shelter up in Maryville with the Red Cross, and then we were asked to come help down here.
Since then, Terry Shields and countless other volunteers here have been nonstop.
Saw juice back over here.
Sorting a room full of donations from the community.
This stuff has all come in since Monday.
They're providing meals, clothing, a bed, but perhaps more importantly, a listening ear.
You hear the backstories, and it's really heartbreaking that they've lost everything, or to know that their home has literally floated down the river.
You want to ride?
In the field, emergency officials helping there too.
It's not just rescuing, picking them up on the way home from the grocery store because they're taking boats out to try to get groceries for their family.
Good?
Sergeant John Redden, one of many law enforcement officials serving as emergency responders. And today,
it looks completely different out here.
Assessing flood levels in Vinton, they continue to check on residents who decided to stay. Dealing with bees,
a lot of bugs, bees, snakes,
even runaway livestock.
Need some help?
While it's their job, they say it still feels good.
But when you can go in and help a citizen when in time of need, when you know they're depressed, they've just lost everything they own, it makes you feel pretty good.
It's thanks to them these two were rescued.
We've been stranded.
Flood victims themselves, they too are volunteering where they can, even cooking tonight's gumbo dinner.
Figure if they can do it, why not can I?
And while you may see smiles, giving back is not without its challenges.
And sometimes you just have to go outside and find a corner and cry and let it out and come back. You got to be strong for them.
But for these victims, it means everything.
Couldn't ask for no better people, and it's just like home here.
The volunteers are impressive.
And we have really appreciated it.
And of course, shelter information is posted on our website at kplctv.com. At your service live tonight in Vinton, I'm Erica Bivens, KPLC 7 News.
Well, the Calcasieu River levels have finally peaked on Old Town Bay, and there's good news in all of this. KPLC's Erica Bivens joins us live to explain. Erica?
Well, the National Weather Service originally projected that Old Town Bay here would crest sometime this evening into early Saturday around 9 to 9.5 feet. But the latest projections actually show it cresting around 8 feet, which is pretty much where we're at right now. But up until today, residents still had their concerns. Walking down to her dock on Old Town Bay, Laura Stowecki knows flooding has taken its toll on their dock.
All this coming apart, no telling what our bottom dock is going to look like, how bad it's going to be messed up. You can see some boards in there just kind of crooked.
A few houses over, neighbor Claire Manuel just finished renovations.
2 weeks ago we got the bulkhead redone because it was washing away.
Thankfully, flood levels crested Friday around 8 feet, lower than original predictions of 9 to 9.5 feet. But that didn't stop these residents from preparing for a worst-case scenario.
Gassed everything up, got the generator ready, just the typical hurricane-type things for flooding.
For them, Thursday night was their moment of truth.
This whole area across from us, swampland, has just filled up with water, and the bay has just been gushing with a big current, especially with that north wind yesterday.
But comparing this week to flooding in 2012, most knew their houses would be okay.
And the 2012 crested at 12 feet, and it didn't get to our house at that point.
And with this flood cresting 4 feet lower than that, it was good news for everyone, including Manuel's bulkhead and dirt, which didn't budge.
It was a lot worse than what we got to this week, so we're pretty lucky.
Now, these neighbors took what could have been a bad situation and instead turned it into a bet by placing these blue flags as markers of how far they thought the water would come up. Thankfully, though, as you can see, the one closest to the bay is the one that won.
Yeah, definitely, I guess, best case scenario.
It's such a relief, great relief. I guess the biggest thing is going to be the cleanup of the docks, repair work, and everything else that's going to happen.
Now, residents tell me already they've noticed the water levels here receding today by a couple of inches. At your service live tonight on Old Town Bay, I'm Erica Bivens, KPLC 7 News.